Did Griselda Blanco, one of the most feared women in the world, leave behind a legacy that's more than a trail of blood? One might say that's a loaded question, but then again, so was Griselda. Known as the godmother of cocaine, her tale is one of rags to riches, power, and sheer ruthlessness. But was there more to Griselda Blanco than her notorious reputation? Was she more than just the headlines of her blood-soaked reign in the cocaine trade? There's no denying the intrigue that surrounds her life. From her humble beginnings on the streets of Colombia to her rise as one of the world's most powerful drug lords, her journey continues to captivate us. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. To truly appreciate the magnitude of the Queenpin's legacy, we must first understand her origins. So, let's take a step back in time to understand how a street hustler became a cocaine Queenpin. Griselda Blanco's journey to infamy began on the streets of Cartagena, Colombia. Born in 1943, she was the second of 7 children in a household that knew only poverty and hardship. Her mother was a laundry worker, and her father, a day laborer. Together, they struggled to put food on the table and clothes on their children's backs. Blanco, however, was not one to accept her circumstances. Even as a child, she was ambitious, resourceful, and fiercely determined. By the tender age of 11, Blanco had already stumbled into the world of crime. She was initiated into a gang of street urchins who committed petty thefts. But for Blanco, this was no childhood dalliance, it was survival. She quickly proved herself to be a natural leader, her cunning and fearless demeanor propelling her to the forefront of the gang. Her audacious exploits soon caught the attention of local criminal syndicates. But Blanco was not content to remain a small-time thief. She dreamt bigger, her ambitions reaching far beyond the squalid streets of Cartagena. In the late 50s, Blanco made the audacious decision to migrate to the United States. She was just a teenager, but she was driven by a singular vision: to escape the shackles of her past and carve out a new life for herself. Upon her arrival in New York City, Blanco quickly found her footing in the underworld. The city's bustling drug scene presented a wealth of opportunities, and Blanco, ever the opportunist, seized them with both hands. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Blanco wasn't exactly welcomed with open arms. She faced discrimination and prejudice, but she didn't let these challenges deter her. Instead, they fueled her ambition, driving her to work harder and climb higher. Blanco was a woman in a man's world, and she was determined to make her mark. But the United States was not a land of dreams for Blanco. It was a land of opportunity for crime. In the following years, Blanco would rise through the ranks of the drug trade, her name becoming synonymous with power, fear, and a ruthless disregard for the law. We'll delve into that in the next scene. The 1970s, Miami, cocaine, and a woman who would stop at nothing to control it all. As the 1970s dawned, a new era of illicit drug trade was on the horizon. In the heart of this chaos, Griselda Blanco was making her move, and she was playing for keeps. Born into poverty, Blanco had a hunger for power and wealth that was insatiable. She began her ascent in the underworld through a web of contacts, each more dangerous than the last. Blanco was no stranger to the darkness of crime, but she was about to plunge even deeper. She quickly established herself as a ruthless operator. Her methods, brutal and uncompromising. Her goal, the establishment of a cocaine empire that would span continents. Blanco wasn't just a player in the game, she was the game. She leveraged her cunning and ruthlessness to build a network of dealers and suppliers, creating an empire that was both feared and respected. Her reach was vast, her influence undeniable. The drug trade was her domain, and she ruled with an iron fist. In a world dominated by men, Blanco stood alone. She was a woman in a man's world, but she didn't just survive, she thrived. She was a force to be reckoned with, a woman who demanded respect and fear in equal measure. Her empire grew, and so did her infamy. She was the cocaine Queenpin, the woman at the top of a drug empire that was as lethal as it was lucrative. But Blanco's rise to power was far from smooth. There were rivals, there were threats, and there was blood. But Blanco was a survivor. She faced each challenge head-on, her determination unwavering. She was a woman on a mission, and nothing, it seemed, could stand in her way. Blanco was not just a participant in the drug trade, she was the Queenpin, ruling with an iron fist. Every reign has an end, and Blanco's was no different. In the year 1979, Griselda Blanco's era of untamed power came to a screeching halt when she was apprehended by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration. The Queen of Cocaine, who had once reigned supreme atop a perilous empire, found herself confined within the stark, cold walls of a prison cell. Throughout her incarceration, Blanco maintained a certain level of notoriety. Tales of her ruthless exploits echoed through the prison corridors, a chilling reminder of the woman who had once been an unyielding force in the drug trade. The prison years were a time of reflection for Blanco. She was sentenced to more than a decade behind bars, a period during which she was forced to confront the repercussions of her actions. Gone were the days of lavish parties and limitless power. In their place was a stark reality. The price of her insatiable ambition had been paid in blood and betrayal. Upon her release in the early 2000s, Blanco attempted to distance herself from her past. Yet, the scars of her actions were indelible. The drug trade had been irreparably altered by her reign, her influence seeping into its very fabric. Her legacy was a complex tapestry, woven with threads of brutality, ambition, and undeniable impact. In her personal life, Blanco's actions had left a trail of devastation. Relationships were fractured, lives were lost, and the woman once revered as a Queenpin was now a symbol of the catastrophic cost of unchecked power. The shadow of her past loomed large, a constant reminder of the price she had paid for her pursuit of power. Yet in a twisted way, Blanco's legacy continues to captivate. The audacity of her rise and the drama of her downfall make for a compelling narrative. Her life story has inspired books, films, and even music, painting a portrait of a woman whose ambition knew no bounds. In the realm of true crime, Blanco's story serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of ambition. It highlights the dark allure of power, the intoxicating rush of control, and the devastating consequences of unchecked greed. Blanco's life was a study in contrasts. A woman who rose from the depths of poverty to become the Queenpin of a criminal empire, only to fall from grace in a blaze of infamy. Her tale is a cautionary one, a stark warning against the seductive lure of power and the devastating toll it can exact. It's a testament to the fact that even the most audacious reigns can come to a startling end, and that the pursuit of power often leads to a path of destruction. In the end, Blanco's legacy is a complex one. It serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of unchecked ambition and the devastating consequences it can bring. But it also serves as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the audacity of a woman who dared to defy the odds. Blanco's life was a testament to the dark allure of power and the devastating consequences it can bring. Griselda Blanco, a name that elicits fear, awe, and a grim fascination. From a street hustler to a cocaine queenpin, Blanco carved a path through the criminal underworld that is as chilling as it is remarkable. Born into poverty, Blanco's childhood was marred by violence and hardship, but these early challenges did not break her. Instead, they steeled her resolve, setting her on a path that would see her rise to the very heights of the criminal underworld. In the cutthroat world of drug trafficking, Blanco's ruthless ambition and cunning business acumen saw her amass a fortune and a reputation that struck fear into the hearts of her rivals. But Blanco's story also serves as a stark reminder of the cost of such a life. Her rise to power was marked by a trail of blood and tears as she sacrificed friendships, family, and ultimately, her own freedom in her relentless pursuit of power. Blanco's downfall when it came was swift and brutal, a testament to the harsh realities of the world in which she thrived. In the end, Blanco's legacy is one of power, violence, and a relentless ambition that knew no bounds. Her story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the destructive power of greed, but it also offers a window into the harsh realities of life in the criminal underworld, a world that is often glamorized but rarely understood. And yet, despite the brutality of her reign, Blanco's story continues to captivate. Her life is a testament to the human capacity for resilience and ambition, a reminder of the lengths to which people will go to escape poverty and achieve their dreams. If you're intrigued by Blanco's story and want to delve deeper, click the link in the description to claim your own Griselda Blanco audiobook for only 99 pence. Until next time, remember, every story has more than one side.